Welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club on YouTube. This is Stu Jones along with producer Ryan McCoy hanging out in the Pompano Beach Man Cave and cranking through the 2024 season. Now going to wrap up Emerald Coast 2024. And for those of you who have been watching, we already did 3 shows, and this is going to be the final episode, number 4, with a lot of action as we catch up with the teams on the Saturday run. We're going to get through the Saturday night party. Lots of good stuff here, guys. Before we get started, let's, of course, thank those sponsors. Our Florida Powerboat Club 2024 calendar year is sponsored by Mercury Racing and by these annual sponsors, including Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Cortez Cove Marina, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Fountain Powerboats, Midnight Express Boats, Marine Technology Inc., Myco Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group, and by Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. And of course, as always, our Thursday night activities kick off with the Miss Powerboat Week contest. This one's from Margaritaville. Looks like Eric Avila and his crew want to be judges for the party tonight. This is the conclusion episode, guys, where the girls do freestyle bikini. Remember, we've already seen the cocktail dress segment. We've seen the black bikini. We've seen them having fun down at Juana's in the sand and playing around with the boats. But now it's going to be a final round in the bikini show. And we're going to award some big prizes tonight, giving away altogether about $1,000 in cash and prizes to the top 3 girls. So sit back and help us be the judges, guys. We've got 10 judges sitting on the front row who all paid $100 to have the privilege of judging, and you guys get to sit at home. And for nothing, you get to help us judge. So pick your favorite lady, and let's see who wins. This is my favorite part of the show, guys. That's when all of the contestants are up on the stage at one time. And it's a fun party. The crowd is enjoying the show, and why not? And, of course, we have to have that obligatory turnaround girls and let's see the full package. But apparently that's what the judges want. Has nothing to do with me. No, the judges have ordered that. But that apparently has given them the opportunity to final their tally and final their scores, and somebody is going to take home some big cash. Special thanks to Paul Bertucci and Team Beer Money, too, for being our pageant sponsor. And also thanks to Pam and Roger Anderson from Team Wild Horses, our cocktail sponsor earlier in the evening. And with all of the judges' scores tallied up, our second runner-up is the beautiful Miss Lauren. Many of you will recognize her. She was our card handoff girl at Poker Checkpoint number 1 down on the docks at Emerald Grand. She takes home $200 extra cash, as well as, don't forget the contract. She's here for the entire weekend joining Florida Powerboat Club. And our first runner-up, or otherwise known as second place, is the beautiful Drew. In her blonde hair and red bikini, she's a perfect fit for the club. And the good news is, guys, along with the $300 that she wins tonight, she also has a modeling contract for the entire weekend, going to join us for the poker run right through Sunday morning. And for those of you who were paying attention, Drew is the poker card checkpoint girl at the private residence in Fort Walton Beach. And our first place winner and the crowned champion is Miss Lauren, who came all the way from Washington, D.C. to join us. And she is on Instagram as Body by Lauren. She's a hardcore workout girl. And believe it or not, she's all bulked up for her next competition. She's going to turn lean and mean over the next couple of months as she gets ready to compete. But she'll be carrying the crown for the next year until we recrown a new winner at the Emerald Coast 2025 event in September. And there's all our winners, first, second, and third place. What a beautiful lineup of lovely ladies. Thank you to Amber Content for being our contest coordinator and for rounding up a beautiful lineup of awesome contestants, not to mention lovely ladies who stayed with us as FPC girls for the entire weekend. Thanks, of course, to Margaritaville for giving us a great venue to produce this event, and to all of our judges for sticking through it for the entire evening. So let's get back to the Saturday run as we're back up in the helicopter chasing down Devin Wozencraft, one of our sponsors from Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. This is a 34-foot Victory Cat that's powered by Mercury Racing 500Rs. Devin took delivery of this boat back, I'd say about a year earlier, right here on this same event. Since then, he's been able to repower from Mercury Racing 450s to the new 500Rs. He attends as many poker runs as he can. He's probably going to set a record this year. And it looks like we're catching up with the James Adams crew, and that's his entire family. He's got his sons joining him on the poker run. They've got at least 3 or 4 boats registered. A lot of that happened through the cigarette racing sponsorship. They are currently the largest owner of cigarettes that I'm aware of. Last one was a 52 Thunder. This one is a 41 Nighthawk model. We saw this one earlier getting a poker card. But he's got quite a collection, and you notice that they're all painted with those similar graphics. If anybody wants to know where those colors came from, you might want to check out the Le Mans theme, because Le Mans is noted for that powder blue with that orange trim. And there's been a lot of cars, Le Mans series race cars, that have been painted with those same colors. James is a motorsports enthusiast. He's actually an adventure freak. He does a lot of hunting and adventure travel. And this weekend, though, it's poker run weekend with his sons, with a total of 4 boats registered. Here's the 515, obviously the flagship or the hot rod of the fleet. It's got Mercury Racing 1550s. Let's listen in. And now here's Chris and Norma Blackwell from Texas in this classic old school Formula 382. It's powered by 500 EFIs. Pretty stout motors. Let's listen in. And it's another classic, this time a 2003 Baja 275. This is Christopher Beaudry in Baja Blast. It's got a pumped up Mercury Racing 600 SCI with stage 4 and IMCO SCX drive. I'm saying, guys, this is kind of a hot rod here, but let's listen in. And for those of you who are wondering, where are we on the course right now? Well, I'm thinking the north side of Choctawhatchee Bay. I'm looking back up into Boggy Bayou, which is Niceville. And remember, we do have a card checkpoint up in the bay. It's called Wharf 850. So it's probably 1, 2, 3, checkpoint number 3, I'm guessing. Yes, it's number 3. And so it's typically done in the morning. A lot of these boats have already done the first checkpoint in Destin Harbor. Then they went out to Sandestin. And now they're here. at this checkpoint, and from here they're going to continue westbound on the course. Rolling right into Preston and Haley Collins in this big Nortec 452 Superfish, a long ways away from the 26 Velocity that he had several years ago. I want to say 15 years ago when Preston first joined us. But he's a young man who's worked hard all his life, and now he's reaping the rewards of having this beautiful Nortec. And it's another big sponsor entry. This time it's from the team at Concept in Miami, the Concept 4400 that Eric Avila has brought up. The only one that has been built with 5 Mercury Racing 500R, so it is the biggest and most amount of horsepower on the transom of a Concept 44. Of course, any of you who follow the Concept family would know that they've got a new 53 coming out very, very soon. In just a couple of weeks, we're joining the gang at Concept heading down to Key West with their annual Owners Run. And now one more time with Al and Liz Copeland, Team Sweet Heat, a brand new Nortec 400 Super Sport. They, of course, have spent a lot of time here at this event with their previous Nortec, which was a 390. But this brand new 40 Sport has got custom paint all the way around. I mentioned in the last show that if you look really closely, there's a cancer ribbon in the paint job that celebrates the life and legacy of Al Copeland Sr., who lost his life to Merkel carcinoma. And of course, it's that one and only Flight 1130 cigarette. Used to be Project 1080, but now with those Mercury Racing 565s, we've rebranded the boat. Some fairly simple graphics on board. For those of you who are wondering, Stu, didn't you have this boat wrapped with some really cool graphics? Well, we did, but we were in the series The Amazing Race, featured in the final episode, where we gave the racers a ride on 3 different cigarettes. Mine was one of them, and they wanted me to remove all of the wrap on the boat, and they wanted to look a little more generic, which I did. And it was fun doing that show, and that was just shot a couple of months earlier. Haven't had a time to get it rewrapped yet, but that is certainly in the works. Got a fun crew on board today as we head westbound on the course, headed for Juana's and the lunch stop in Pensacola. And now it's Jerry Swanson again. We saw this boat in the previous episode, this huge 50-foot skater with big sterling power, close to 2,000 horsepower each. And Terrible 2 is always putting on a great show. I apologize for not having better audio. We did have a glitch with the cameras picking up audio. On the far side, that's Jerry's other entry. That's a cigarette 41, SD41 they call it. SD for stern drive. It's got Mercury Racing 1100 QC4 engines, and that is the boat that competed in Lotto several years ago and took home a 105 mile an hour pass, winning the center console award. Look at the rooster tail coming off of that 41. Meanwhile, Jerry, of course, has been a longtime supporter of this club and this event, usually having at least 2, sometimes 3 boat entries on the run, always putting on a good show. I'm going to call him Rooster Tail Jerry from now on. Well, I guess at those speeds, it doesn't take long to get to Juana's as we arrive now. At least the helicopter does. You can see there's a good number of boats here. Nothing like it was on the Friday Fun Run. Of course, the Friday Fun Run brings all of the registered Poker Run boats to Juana's, and as well as many spectators. So there's often at least 200 or 300 boats here on the Friday afternoon. But it's Saturday now, and we have several lunch spots on the course, so not everybody's going to stop at Juana's. We had our fun a day earlier. Parnell and Wendy Olson are going to pick things up here as they continue on the course. They came all the way from Michigan to join us with this 32-foot Concept, pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs. Parnell's had almost 30 years with the club. He joined us in the 90s with a 35-foot Cigarette Cafe Racer. And, of course, a lot of Nortecs on this event. Here's another Nortec 390. This is Guy Wilson in Nothing But Time, powered by Quad Mercury Racing 400 V10s. A late model boat they bought from Tuppence Marine in West Palm Beach. His partner on the boat is Ron Paul, and that's probably why you see this boat on so many runs. Having 2 owners on one boat is a great idea, guys. And one more time with Joost Beckers, one of our local teams in that saltwater steel. It is a homemade aluminum-built boat, 43 feet in length with big 550 horse turbocharged diesels and Arneson surface drives. It's their third time on the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Thanks for joining us. And we are now on the central part of the course near Fort Walton. I see a lot of boats passing by the checkpoint, which is the private residence. A lot of teams miss this checkpoint, and I guess we have to do something to mark it better. But you'll notice a lot of boats here, like Ivan, and it looks like Mark Guthrie, have actually passed the checkpoint and then realized they passed it, came off plane, and then did a 180 to come back and get their card. So that's fine. I think we need to put some balloons up or something, or maybe like an amber flashing light. But the important thing is that you get the card and you get a chance to wave at Drew. And it looks like Tyler's got the drone up, so he's getting lots of good footage of you guys as you get in for your cards. But we're going to keep using this checkpoint because I think it's just somewhat strategic from an organizer's standpoint. It just slows down the logistics just enough to get the boats to stop and get a card and then continue on this course. Remember, this is a very congested part of the waterway. A lot of boats coming and going from nearby marinas. It also is near a no-wake zone, which, coming off of the Brooks Bridge as you're heading westbound, there's still a good segment of no-wake zone. And then when you exit and continue west from here, as we now join the Guthries, remember you got a couple of tricky maneuvers. You got a little zigzag pattern going through as you get into Santa Rosa Sound. But we're just going to hover around here at John Reinhold's house. I think I told you guys in the last episode who John is. He's one of the former original founders of the Emerald Coast Poker Run from back in the early 90s. And he has become a very close personal friend. And the fun fact is, he's not even home right now. He's actually got a house in Colorado, and he spends a lot of time out there. He travels around a lot. So he's got a great lifestyle, a retired gentleman who he has a big motorhome, and he likes to just cruise around and enjoy the countryside. And he's not here a lot, but that's his midnight underneath the canopy there where Drew is handing out the card. It's a 39 Midnight that he bought a few years ago, and that's a boat that he likes to use. Sometimes he comes to Florida a lot with the boat, to South Florida. He likes going to Key West and occasionally to the Bahamas. So thank you very much to John for letting us use his home once again, and I think this is a tradition that's going to continue for years to come. So let's sit back and just kind of enjoy this checkpoint here as they come up one by one, now with Mark and Diana Santos from Texas in their Norte. Getting some great drone content here. I think this is also a good vantage point for Tyler with the drone to get a lot of boats as they're coming by. And it's one more from the James gang, I call them, James Adams and his family, and a closer look at Booby Trap, this big 52-foot cigarette Thunder, 6 Mercury Racing 500s on it. This was just one of the most amazing new Thunders from Cigarette. That custom paint, just a spectacular looking boat in so many ways. And to think that James has got 5 cigarettes is a game changer. I don't think I know anyone in the Florida Powerboat Club. I know a lot of people who have owned 5 cigarettes over many years, but not 5 of the leading top-of-the-line cigarettes, late model cigarettes with big power like this 515. So I'm very impressed with what Mr. Adams has done, and of course they are a local team here in Destin. And it's another Fountain 34. Looks like John and Sean McBain from Panama City Beach. So that would make them local boaters, and they're big supporters of not only this event, but also the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event, just a little ways down the road every May. And speaking of Orange Beach, here's another team that attends both the Orange Beach event in May as well as the Emerald Coast event in September. It's Paul Bertucci from Mississippi in his Team Beer Money 2. It's a Deep Impact 399 that he has taken care of meticulously all these years. The boat has Quad Mercury 350 Verados. It's currently for sale. He has a brand new Deep Impact, which he just took delivery of. But he still has this boat. It's currently in Sarasota. If anybody's interested in a really first-class pre-owned center console, this Deep Impact is for sale. Just call the club office to find out more at 954-545-1414. And this, of course, is Mark and Lana Albert from Texas. We let it ride because we had that good audio from those Mercury Racing 525s. They are regulars here on this event. Mark says almost 10 years now they've been doing this run with this Fountain. And another team that is racking up the years and developing quite a reputation for being loyal supporters of this event. Kyle Fowler from Georgia in Smokin' 420. That, of course, is a Doug Wright Performance 420. Yeah, I got the name wrong. It's the Wright Performance 420. Let's go with that. Mercury Racing 450R is a great platform for enjoying a cat, as we all do here at the Emerald Coast. Great waters for cats. And closing in with what appears to be another 34 Fountain. Yes, it's Ricardo Chavez from Alabama. This one powered by triple Mercury 300s. But he's running one less right now, so he's running with 600 horsepower when he could be running with 900. But look at the boat is not flinching, just rolling right along, no problem. They've got the oar out, paddling along. Paul Boyden Customs painted the boat, and of course Paul Boyden at the helm with Ricardo enjoying the day. Back with this concept now, looks like our Haddons are here. Don and Donald Haddon from South Carolina, another 44-foot concept team. Dirty Little Secrets, a fun team to have around. Regulars here at this event. This one's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. Look at this giant size of that cabin or that center console down below. These boats are built for fun, lots of space, lots of seating, an air-conditioned cabin down below. You don't have to leave any of your friends back at home when you're going to a poker run. Whoever wants to come, join on, because we can take 20, no problem. And, of course, giving you guys all the horsepower audio we can. So we're coming in late with a quick intro on Stephen and Casey Head, regulars here in Team Tutz. It's a 353 Formula Fast Tech. One more time with Devin Wozencraft and his 34-foot Victory Cat. I began to mention earlier that, he gets out to as many poker runs as he can. And it's great for him and for his business to get out and promote Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. But I want to say I think he's going to set a record this year. He probably gets to 20 or more poker runs every year, and he makes that part of his annual tour. So hats off to Devin for really making that effort to get out and go to as many poker runs as possible. I'm sure his customers appreciate it. But I have to painfully admit that I'm a little jealous of Devin, because I love doing that too, and my summer tour is a big part of every summer agenda, and I just couldn't get away this year to more than 3 or 4 other events. But Devin is going to blow me out of the park this year. He's even got a t-shirt that shows all the different events he gets to, and of course I have to thank him because he gets out to as many of our FPC events as possible. Thanks to Devin and his partner Tana Kinsey, and we congratulate Natalie Smith for recently becoming a Wozencraft rep. And it looks like we've got a statement here. This is Bruce and Andrea Mullins from Florida with Coastal Therapy. Got a pair of Mercury Racing 400Rs. They joined us for the Bahamas Poker Run a year earlier. They had their sons with them. It looks like it's just a mom and dad trip this weekend. We call that a date poker run. Instead of date night, it's date poker run. So that'll work for you guys. Thanks for joining us, and looks like you're having just a great ride back on the course today. Now, one last clip with the Haddons as we head back to Fort Walton Beach. Going to be wrapping the day up here very soon, and there we go. It's Crab Island, and that means the helicopter has returned from the west end of the course. A lot of activity here at Crab Island. Look at all the boats from the club all getting together. Just a quick flyby over Destin Harbor with Emerald Grand in the backdrop, and of course that is Noriega Point. And a lot of boats are going to be beached here. A lot of them are spectators and just people hanging out, and a lot of our poker run teams like to make this their last stop before they go back to their home port at the end of the day. And you do have those last couple of hours that you can just settle in. Remember, the party doesn't really start until 7 p.m. So now we've got the drone flying. A little more peaceful setting now. As you can see, the sun is almost setting. I think it's getting probably close to about 6:30 already, as the Adams family have pulled away from the beach and are going to be heading back to their home port. They keep all of the boats here locally in Destin. They've got a warehouse just near the airport where they keep them all. Looks like the family's having fun on this big 52 Thunder, one of 4 registered teams from the Adams family here in Destin. And of course, it goes without saying that we've got to get everybody back to their home ports. And one of those is the AJ's sponsor dock. And it's a home port for about 15 different boats. And you can see it's time to get out the shoehorn and maybe even grease down the sides as we try to slide this Concept 44 in between these two boats right back up into the basin here at AJ's. And this is a lot of work, but this is something we have to do every day. At the end of the day, is get all the boats placed into AJ's. Remember, it is a sponsor dock, so it is a privilege that is given to all of the manufacturing and dealer sponsors on the run. And whatever space is left over, we typically will sell off to our club members who want to be here where all the action is. But it's a lot of work getting it set up, as you can see. Good to have a lot of crew on board and have your lines and fenders ready as we get staged here. We're going to be jamming boats all the way into the back basin and lining them up right across. And it really is a great show every night when we turn on all the lights and turn on all the stereos. And It's a big dockside party every evening right here at AJ's. And these drone shots pretty much tell you just how great the weather has been all day long. It stayed nice. The winds have died down. We have this beautiful fall evening here in Destin as we close in on the Emerald Grand. And right there in front of the Emerald Grand is Margaritaville, and they are going to be our host venue for tonight's Saturday night party, the dinner party with awards. So let's shift gears, guys. We're about to have a big bash. And just after sunset, around 7 p.m., the doors open at Margaritaville here in Harbor Walk Village, which is, of course, right on the doorstep to the Emerald Grand. And that's why this is such a great venue, because it allows everybody to just walk over from their hotel room and come over here and meet with the girls and start playing out their poker cards. So I've got everything on fast forward here just to show you all the energy and excitement of the poker tables. I think we've got about 5 or 6 girls playing out the poker hands, and a nice venue. And there's a good shot with the Cigarette banner, because Cigarette is our presenting sponsor for the Saturday night party. And then the cocktail hour was shared between Ivan Lopez and Cliff Anderson. So a ton of support from our club members at all these functions and parties. And the girls from FPC say, yeah, we're happy about that. And where did you get those giant cards from? But let's talk about the format. So I was telling you, 7 o'clock, the doors open and the poker cards start. The dinner gets served right away. I think we started around 7:30. It's a big, huge buffet, lots of food. And it's a big restaurant, so there's plenty of seating for everybody. I think it's really the ideal venue for such a big group. Remember, we have well over 300 people in attendance. There's a nice shot. It shows how open and spacious it is. But of course, during the evening, we get our awards all set up as well. We do them sporadically throughout the evening. So it's pretty fast-paced for the evening and a lot to cram into 4 hours. But let's get going and starting things off with our sponsor awards. Coming up all the way from Miami, Eric Avila from Concept Boats joined us and had a good showing of concept owners throughout the event roster. I think we had a total of 7 registered concepts. And another team all the way from Miami, the factory team of Midnight Express, led by Eric and Hagen Glazer, who enjoy coming to this event every year. They brought their 43 Solstice model with 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs, and once again, a good showing from all of the Midnight Express owners on this event. And of course, Nortec High Performance with one of the best showings in a while, with 13 registered boats on the event. Nobody from the factory in attendance, but Joe Detloff was there, and we said, well, let's give it to a Nortec owner. So Joe's got himself a nice award for his office at home. And it was kind of a twofer sponsored award for Christopher Langell. He accepted on behalf of Emerald Grand, because nobody appeared from the Emerald Grand to join us for the party. But because by default, Legendary Marina is affiliated with Emerald Grand, of course, Peter Boss, the builder of that property, and Legendary Marina, a new sponsor featuring their Blue Water Key Resort in the Bahamas. Christopher Langell is the official sales manager for that project. We just visited the project recently. Here's the update, but we do appreciate their sponsorship support with Florida Powerboat Club. And now we're joined by Devin Wozencraft and his partner Tana Kinsey from Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. And of course, they attended the event with Devin's 34-foot Victory Cat. Jeff and Jennifer Corbell accepted on behalf of Performance Boat Center. The entire crew came up all the way from Fort Lauderdale with their service team, who did a great job supporting the event. Accepting for GSX Powerboats is Ashley Strong, the marketing manager, and that is Tiffany Crawford on the right, representing Eisen Marine Group, dealers for GSX Powerboats. And it's Stephen and Kelly Marino who accepted a Membership Appreciation Award for their continued support of this event. They own and operate Alacomp Insurance, which has been a continuing sponsor of the club, and also our Saturday lunch sponsor. They attended the run in their Pursuit Center console. And special thanks to Cigarette Racing Team. The factory came up to join us in the center. That's Carlos Ruga from Cigarette, along with Alex Thompson on the right. And on the left, that is a Cigarette dealer attending, Paul Eisen, along with his wife, Tiffany. And it's Paul Bertucci from Team Beer Money 2. He actually took 2 awards with him. One of them was the Deep Impact Sponsor Award, which he accepted on behalf of Mark Fisher. And the other award is a Special Appreciation Award for his continued support, including the Thursday night Miss Powerboat Week contest sponsorship. And the Saturday night cocktail hour at Margaritaville was sponsored by Team Airsign and Team Navivan. Here's Livan Lopez being recognized for his contribution. And wrapping up our sponsor presentations, it's one more time for Cigarette Racing, who are the Saturday night sponsor. Special thanks to, that's Carlos Ruga on the left, Alex Thompson in the center holding the sign, along with our dealer, Eisen Marine, that's Paul Eisen, along with his wife Tiffany joining us. Thank you guys. We really appreciate your support. And starting now with the President's Choice Awards, the best catamaran went to Octavio Valdivia for his 50-foot Outerlimits. Octavio had the boat at the Outerlimits factory for several months preparing for this event. And the best paint and graphics went to Chaz Owens for his 29-foot Eliminator V-bottom. And the farthest trailered award went to Devin Wozencraft, who's been traveling all over the countryside attending poker runs and promoting Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. The best dressed team went to Ryan and Rachel Garnett for their 39-foot MTI Team Flight 11. They have team shirts for everybody. And, of course, the girls were wearing those color-matched orange bikinis to match the orange graphics on the boat. And this was an easy award to give out to Dan and Nancy Wall, the most enthusiastic team, because, look, that's their team. They brought the whole family and then another family and then some other friends. So, oh, I love it. They enjoyed the event on their 38-foot fountain center console. And the Best Center Console Award went to Preston Collins for his Nortec 452 Superfish. Accepting for Preston was his dealer, Greg Bent, from Bent Marine. And one of my favorite awards to give out is Sexiest Crew, and that went to Team Midnight Express. Not the first time they've won this award. The girls are always looking great and giving off a tremendous amount of energy every time they come up for their poker cards. Good Samaritan Award went to Stephen and Casey Head in their 353 formula. They helped out Frank Bolte in his MTI when he had a little mechanical failure and needed a tow rope. And of our Broken Propeller Awards, I think we had 4 in total. The first one went to Todd Guthrie from Indiana with his 46-foot Outerlimits. The second Broken Propeller Award went to Ken and Laura Wilkins. The third Broken Propeller went to Larry and Heather Montelero. And no surprise, the fourth Broken Propeller Award went to Frank Bolte, Team Shark Rider. And what I mean by that is, I guess it's kind of a spoiler alert when Team Tutz got an award for Good Samaritan, and there was Frank admitting that he was the one that got towed in. You love it. And it's now that the fun really begins, because remember, everybody's been playing their poker cards out all evening long, and that's been one busy poker table for the last couple of hours. And we stopped playing out the poker cans at somewhere around 9:30 p.m., and we gathered up several winners. Now, this is the only event that has a different format where we have a final table. And the way we do that is at least 8 or possibly up to 9 hands. All the top hands are all going to make it to the final table, and we usually have one buy-in. That's somebody who contributes $1,000 or $2,000 to be seated at the table. And for the last 2 years, I have elected to be the dealer, and it's kind of fun. I'm not a poker player, but it's pretty easy to do the final table, because we just go on straight poker, 5-card hand all the way through, and we just do eliminations. So there's no card draw, and one by one, each player is eliminated until we get down to the last 3 players, and that's when we start to give out awards. So the prizes go from 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and we have a lot of great prizes every year. So here is how it all played out. Our 3rd place winners were Alan and Kelly Swindoll from Clear Lake, Texas, who attended with their 38-foot Fountain SCX. And congratulations to Joe Detloff and his team, and Team Fast Break, Nortec 390 Sport, 2nd place winners with lots of swag to take home, as well as some gift certificates and a little bit of cash. And a big congratulations goes to Joe Parnell and Team Black Sheep. 38-foot fountain came all the way from North Carolina. Their very first time attending the run, and that calls for a dance-off celebration. Well, guys, that's a wrap for our 32nd annual Emerald Coast Powerboat Week. Keep your eyes out for the dates coming up soon, September 18th to 21st, 2025, for our 33rd annual edition of this big powerboat blockbuster on Florida's Panhandle. Guys, we can't wait to get back up to Destin. So be sure to visit our website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details, and we've got plenty more exciting videos coming right here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel, including the big Key West offshore poker run, guys. Stay tuned and make sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. For more information about club membership and upcoming events, visit our website at flpowerboat.com. And you can find more content on our many social media platforms. Thanks for watching, and make boating safety a top priority by always wearing your life jackets. Bye for now.